Let me transition to a sensitive subject, and I'm going to call it a sensitive subject, and that is Bronny James. You and I were on First Take this morning talking about this, and just to reiterate what I said to the audience back then, right in front of you, I'm going to say it to this audience on the Stephen A. Smith Show right in front of you again as well. I've never seen Bronny James play. I know he's not a kid anymore, he's a young man, and I got to start watching him, especially since they're projecting that he could potentially be a second-round pick, whether that's going to be by L.A., Cleveland, or Dallas. That's the rumor. So everybody was trying to act like I was talking out my ass the other day when I brought up Dallas. They don't recognize the fact that Nico Harrison, LeBron James connection. They don't recognize LeBron and a connection with the assistant GM in Cleveland and his ties to Cleveland. They don't recognize the fact that Jeannie Buss and them will do close to anything to keep LeBron James happy, even at this stage and point in his career. It ain't gonna just include a 3-year deal. It could be that 55th pick in the second round. All of these things taken into consideration. To me, Bronny has done nothing wrong. He's got to go out there and prove himself on his own merits with his own resume. But what I talk about is I'm not blaming LeBron for doing this intentionally. He is a loving father looking out for his son. He obviously salivates over the possibility of wearing the same uniform as his son and playing in the NBA. He said this, and because of what he did and the attention it brought to Bronny, there was speculation Bronny didn't deserve to be a McDonald's All-American. Obviously, he's got health issues. He goes to USC. He goes to USC, only averages less than 5 points a game, but he's in the NBA draft. A lot of people are looking at it, and I think the amount of heat that's going to be brought down upon Bronny is something that is not of his doing, and it extends beyond just him being LeBron's son. It extends to LeBron James opening his mouth the way that he did and putting his son, albeit unintentionally, putting his son in a very, very difficult position and spot. You say what to that?
I say it's all his fault. And the great thing about it is that LeBron James is not at the NBA countdown, right? Let this
NBA Combine.
I'm sorry, NBA Combine, excuse me. Let this be Bronny James, let this be his moment, right? His starting point without his dad, okay? Like, at the end of the day, everyone, the whole world was mad about Bronny being a McDonald's All-American. Let's get that understood. You're not gonna average 14 points and make the Mickey D's game. I'm sorry, that's just the honest truth. Do I think Bronny James could have a hell of a pro career? I absolutely do. I think he could be a Drew Bledsoe type player with a better jump shot. I think he has a high basketball IQ. I think it's gonna take time though. It's gonna take time. I could see him playing in the G League. I could see certain things to that nature. But Bron needs to fall back. You know who did a great job of doing that with his oldest son? Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade. He didn't push too much on him. He didn't put too much pressure on him. No, he let things play out the way that they were supposed to play out. If it don't turn out that Bronny James is going to be a good pro or even get drafted, so be it. It's not the end of the world. You move on. Now, you don't have to be your dad or do what your dad does. Now, look, he does have a good upside, Stephen A. 40-inch vertical. I see he measured at the height of 6'1", but he's athletic. He defends. He has a high IQ, and he can shoot the basketball. So,
and he's still growing.
He's still growing. Yeah, you don't stop growing until you're 21, right? I know that. I'm just saying, man. At the end of the day, Bron, just fall back. If he's listening, I'm pretty sure he is. Just fall back. Continue to let this be his pal, Bronny's pal, not your pal. You've had yours. If y'all able to share a moment where y'all in the NBA together, don't ever take that for granted. I believe that'll be the first time in NBA history, right, that a son and a father and a son share the court at the same time. But let this young man start to live his life. You know what's the crazy part, S.A.?
What?
That was the first time I ever heard Bronny speak to the media.
Ever. And he sounded just like his dad. Sounded good. Sounded good. Was very impressive. He really was. Sounded composed. He was really